opinions be told. Wrexham forever, through thick and thin. It's WREXtra time, let the calls begin.
Well, hello everybody, it is WREXtra time. I am Paddy Power, your host, and this is the Local Pundit Challenge. Channel? What am I saying? Local Pundit Channel. Hello everybody, we are back. The match has finished and we took the 3 points, which is the most important thing. Not the most amazing match we've ever played. In fact, somewhat boring, except the odd time they made a run at us. But c'est la vie, it is what it is. Who cares? 3 points are 3 points. We are still in the playoffs. And as far as I'm aware, we are going to stay in the playoffs by the end of business today as well. So first up, welcome to everybody who is here. I'll have a quick little shout through the comments. 3 points is 3 points from George Williams. Gene Bonk. If there was a game we didn't play well and still win, this was it. Yes, it was. We have not looked good against Sheffield Wednesday at all this season, but doesn't matter. We took the win. PDX Geek, so we want Ipswich to draw and Sheffield United to beat Millwall, right? We will have a look at it, but yes, that does sound correct. I'm going to pull up the board now in just a few minutes. Matt Al is in with a comment. So today was Smith's 1 year anniversary since signing. Glad he got the winner. I'm glad somebody got the winner. Yes, I'm glad Smith got it, but as long as somebody got that winner, because for a little while I was getting a bit worried, but in fairness, it always looked like it was going to happen at some point. But 1-0 is not exactly a very convincing result to be comfortable. Why can't we just make it easy, smash in 3 goals in the first half, and then a nice relaxing second half to finish? Huh? How about that, Parky? How about that? Huh? Rajic, a win is a win, not brilliant, but a potential banana skin avoided. Absolutely. Doc Wrexham, wow, not the prettiest of wins. Why do we always play down to our opponent's level when playing teams lower than us in the table? I'll talk about that actually. There is a few reasons. Now, it's not the only reason. There are probably other problems that we need to kind of look at with the team in general. But there are a few reasons why it happens. Mike Martin is here, played like crap, but 3 points. Habs is here with his usual yo-yo in the house, Habs. Happy Duckman, I love the championship. This league is nuts. Nick says, yep, it's a challenge. Lamar DL took a road win. Yes, and that is 4 away matches in a row. First of all, that is actually a championship record so far this season. We are the first team to achieve 4 back-to-back away wins. Nobody else has managed to do it just yet. And who would have thought that Wrexham would ever do it? We have been known for our home pressure and not being so good away, but we take the points where we can get them, and if we need to take them away, then we get them away. So be it. Rajic, the channel is saved. Huzzah. Donna, do you think he is leaving Kabori in all game to try and get him reintegrated to the team? Well, now isn't that a good question for a topic tonight to discuss? We will try and get into that at some point. And Donna, how about you come and join us to discuss it? So that is a nice little segue. I am going to put the link into the chat now for everybody. So the way this show works, if you're not aware, is this is mainly about your thoughts, your opinions, and it's kind of your show. I just host it. So I will put the link out. You can come into the background here in the studio and I will bring you in shortly. We can have a chat about what you want to chat about, and then I'll throw some questions at you as well. So link to show. Copy, paste, and post. There we go. Link is in the chat, guys. Just copy the link. It'll throw you in the back, and I will get to you shortly and bring you on the show. So, Madal, Kabori scored a lot higher than Kakache on FOTMob. I thought Kakache was solid. Only Max wants to play with Issa. Now that is a discussion point. We are absolutely going to talk about Kabore and why it's starting to appear like certain players don't want to pass him the ball. So we're going to discuss that. That's a good one. Okay. And you see is in the house with a hello. And first up, oh no, one more comment. Hang on. Good save from Matty James. Matty James saved their ass. He was on the line and he cleared what was obviously going to be a goal, but that's what defenders are for. Now, is Matty James a defender? Everyone is a defender for Wrexham, and he got in there, he cleared that ball. Thank Christ is what I'm going to say for Matty James, because that would have really put the cat among the pigeons. I won't absolutely say we would have lost it or drawn the match if that had happened, because we probably would have scored another goal. We would have upped the tempo, but hey, one of those things. Okay, Rajic has a nice comment about Kabore there, but I'm going to leave that out for just a moment. Now, guys, it's your show, so line up in the background. Come on, don't leave me hanging here tonight. Habs is in the house tonight. We're going to bring him in first, but I want you guys queuing up in the background as well while we are going to talk. So, Habs, welcome.
Yo, it's Interpol's most wanted.
Haven't caught you yet, buddy, no?
Not as of yet. I'm just some random person with a Wrexham head.
Okay.
A Wrexham badge for the head.
Okay, welcome to the show, buddy, as usual. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the results first of the matches that have already happened. We'll have a quick preview of what is going to be going on now in the next couple of minutes, and then we'll get into our match, okay?
Of course.
2 seconds. Right, so first up here we have last night, Bristol City versus Derby County. Did you watch it, Habs?
I did. That was
a fun game.
It was, but I wasn't expecting it to go that way.
No, obviously not. And Derby don't usually score that many. They pretty much took most of the chances they got. Bristol City players did not look like they gave two shits about the match. They looked like they were there to just run around and make some money. No serious effort is what I saw from the players anyway.
They just looked like they rolled over. I don't even know what the hell happened to them. I was expecting them to win, actually. Yeah. But
so that was a weird one. But anyway, moving on. That's for a Champ Chat discussion, which will be happening on Monday night with myself and John. Right, next up then, we had Leicester City versus Charlton Athletic. They managed to get themselves a red card at 15 minutes, did Leicester City, and then Charlton went on to win it 2-0. Good for Charlton and good for us. Charlton are going to get nowhere near us this season, and Leicester City, in theory, could do a nice big push, but this does not help, and they're still waiting to get whacked with points. So that works to our advantage. Okay, obviously we won 1-0, which we'll discuss in a moment, and then Southampton took out Stoke City. So
useful for us.
Useful for us. Stoke are now in 11th position on 42 points, so they stood still, and we took 3 extra points away from them, which is nice. So they'll find it a little bit harder to get back up into the playoffs. Southampton have improved their position, so they are 2 points behind Stoke now in 12th. That's one I would be a little bit worried about finding some form and making a chase up towards playoffs. But when you look at a result, you just kind of look at what it does for you. And for the moment, that was the best result. So that's all good. Now, what's happening today in the rest of the matches? We have Blackburn Rovers versus Hull City. That one is important. Hull City have a game in hand. They actually have 2 games in hand on us because we've now played. So they are 3 points ahead. They've got a game today, which they should win. They should be able to beat Blackburn Rovers, but we are hoping for a run of form for Rovers. Maybe they'll pull it out for today and do a number on Hull City. But if not, they then have another match on Tuesday night to pull away as well. So it is what it is. Ipswich Town versus Preston North End. Preston North End, they're in 10th, 43 points. Ipswich, we're not really chasing Ipswich at the moment. I would prefer Preston North End to lose this one. What do you think, Cabs?
I would prefer a draw with those two.
Yeah.
I mean, Preston can get that out of them. They can just go and play low block, and then try and make it as miserable as possible for Ipswich to just try and just frustrate the hell out of them. Dark arts it, and then boom, just get a draw, either 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah. I don't think Preston are a massive challenge for playoffs. I'm not overly worried about them. So, to be honest, any result kind of is okay. But I would say, probably the draw first and then Preston loss maybe. After that, then we have Middlesbrough versus Norwich City. Norwich City are on a bit of a tear for themselves, but they are still in 19th place. They are going to have to go on a massive, massive run for us to care. So let them take out Middlesbrough, is what I say.
How many points are they on anyway?
Middlesbrough are on 55 and Norwich are on 33. So
okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, they're way back. It would be a massive run for them to get all the way up. They could go on a tear for a while, but there's just way too much traffic. So take out Middlesbrough and just pull them back a little bit just in case anything happens to them. Right, Millwall versus Sheffield United. Millwall is in 5th. They have today's game in hand. Obviously, they're 2 points ahead of us. So yes, a loss for them.
This will be this match is going to be an important one because if we can get a Sheffield United win, this gets us closer to them.
Yes. Yeah, they're our next opponents. They're our next position to jump. So absolutely, we want Sheffield to win this one.
They only got up to about what? They're on 35 points. They'll only get another 3. It'll be about 38 points. So they're way before.
Again, they've another long way to come.
Yeah. So if Sheffield get that win, Millwall for us is we'll play up to them. We've already beaten them at away, and we can beat them at home. But they are on a bit of a tear. So
yeah. Okay, then we have Oxford United versus Birmingham City. Obviously, Oxford sitting in the relegation zone. Birmingham City in 14th, 5 points behind us, not counting today, I think. So, yeah, Birmingham City, we would like to lose this one just to chill them out.
Birmingham away?
Birmingham are away, yes. I knew little laugh. They should have enough to win this one. But
here's the thing. Oxford beat Ipswich.
Yes.
At home, they did. They beat.
It's possible.
Oxford beat Ipswich.
It's possible. Yeah. Then Portsmouth versus West Bromwich Albion, both down the bottom of the table. Doesn't really affect us either way. QPR versus Coventry City. Where's QPR hanging out these days? They're in 13th with 40 points.
Yeah. I want to win.
Any there is probably okay, kind of, but Coventry win, let them sit up the top and knock QPR, make sure they stay away from us.
Well, no one in our position is really going to be chased. None of us are really in the.
We're probably not going to be chasing Middlesbrough, Coventry. Yes,
there is. We can get this is a long shot.
It's a long
shot to second, but first, no. I don't really care.
Right now, we don't worry about it. Top 3, I don't mind winning.
Pretty much.
Let them go. Yeah. I'd be happy with 4th, to be honest. Okay. And then we have Watford versus Swansea City. Now, that is important. Watford in 8th with 43 points.
Swansea one would be nice.
And then Swansea, 36 points down in 16th place. Absolutely, I would prefer them to win this one, even though I would like them to lose pretty much every match. However, it is important for Watford to lose points. So maybe a scrappy draw would be good as well.
A draw would be good.
A draw would be good, but of course, a Watford loss would be the most beneficial at the moment. So they're going to start now in about 5 minutes. So there we go. That's the update for the whole weekend. And we have someone new in the background. Dave F., I see you there. And I'm going to bring you in and say hello, and then we'll figure out something to talk about. Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. You were probably sitting in the background for a couple of minutes because I was looking at the other screen.
No, it was fine. You know, I just I think I've bothered everybody else in my life by just wanting to talk about Wrexham. I feel like I should bring it here.
Okay, so first time on the show, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
origin
a
story.
little bit of an origin story. Josh will kill me if I don't do it. Who are you? How long have you been following Wrexham? Just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, it's
quick.
Fine. David Fields, Washington D.C. area. Started following, when the show came out in the pandemic, but then just got, I think, more into the actual games than the show itself. And yeah, just been I don't know, huge fan, following each of the players, everything on X, anything on YouTube. Really impressed by a few of the players today, worried about other players today. Just anxious to talk about it and appreciate you guys creating a forum to discuss.
Have you been following Local Pundit for a while?
Yes. I think this year started this year, but you guys have content coming out each day, and that's
a bit too much content sometimes.
I appreciate it. It's become more and more the place that I go to get the news. And even when if I'm watching the game alone, it's great watching the watch along, having Josh in the ear, and watching these post discussions after the match. It's also great seeing people come on. Thought I'd participate.
Okay, so lead the show then. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, I mean, really impressed by Matty James today.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I like Kabore, and I like Kabore and Clemsworth. I think Kabore has room to grow. Like,
okay.
Longman's played with the players so much. I feel like we know what level he's at. Kabore, he doesn't have so many minutes, especially with our men up front. We don't know when he's going to make a cross, when he's going to go over the ball, push it down the line. Kind of like, with Barnett, everybody knows what Barney's going to do. Barney's going to go over the ball, push it over to the right, and then cross it in. But that's great because we know the men up front are attacking midfielders know when that cross is coming. We don't know that with Kabore. It's just one of those things that's going to take time. But I think he has the pace, and he can make the crosses. I think we saw that today with his cross into Sam Smith. It was a great ball up to him from Mac. So I like that side. Also love Doyle and Kakache on the left. So those are some of the brighter spots I found today.
Okay, so you brought him up. Let's deep dive a little bit on Kabore then.
I know it's controversial.
Look, it's not that I don't consider it controversial, but it is a talking point at the moment. There are some that saying, "Oh, look, he's not good enough. He got himself injured, then he disappeared to the AFCON, and now he's back, and he's not our player. He's a lone player.
He's on loan."
And I think a lot of people are maybe giving him a little bit of a hard time because he went away to the AFCON. And what do you think people are going to do for their career? They're going to go and do international duty, whereas they're going to hold that against them. Why didn't you stay with the club? Why didn't you get yourself fit? Why didn't you get back as fast as you can? And even just watching training, might get a better understanding of where everybody else is going to be, all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I think some people are holding against him a little bit on one side. The other side is I don't think Kabore is amazing. It will take time for him to figure out what he's doing. And I think at the moment he's a little bit unsure of what to do. He's fast. Sometimes he can get around people. His crosses in are okay, but they're not nearly as accurate as Barney's.
Oh, no, nowhere near.
And he does run it in himself a bit, which is quite nice. I like the mixture. But when he does, he hasn't really done much with it. He's had some okay shots. He's run into defenders. So I see both sides of it. Would I be upset if we bought him this summer? No.
There we go.
Would I be hoping we upgrade on him even if we buy him in the summer? Absolutely. I think he could grow, and I think he could be comfortable number 2 at the moment. Could he ultimately be our number 1? Maybe. So I'm not diving on one side or the other just yet.
I agree with all those points.
Abs, what do you think?
I would say that as of today, he's at the beginning of the first 16 to 20 minutes. I was thinking, what are you doing? He was a bit off it. But as soon as the game was going on, you could tell he was growing into the game as well. So especially with Max, with the way he's playing, I think that's his. Because what we've done, because if you've noticed it, I think Park is doing something interesting. The main vector of our attack is on the left. We keep going down the left. The link-up play down the left. We keep going through there. Can't go down there. Everyone knows we're going to go down to the left. We open up the channels. On the right, we do. So what this does is it allows Max to go through the half spaces. And what this does, he allows Max to either go from the wide area or the half spaces to get the pass down there. And Kabora is just running down there to make it easier for himself. And it just opens so much space from there. So he doesn't have to get the overloads smashing into him. So I think this is something Park is trying to do today with Kabore. Once he goes there into those half spaces, the ball to either to the half space or into the wide space, he gets that cross going over.
Yeah.
And that's how he got the assist.
He did get the assist, yeah.
And that happened a lot of times because Max was giving these nice passes down the half space.
Max seems to love playing with Kabore. And I noticed that pretty quickly before he went out injured as well. They looked really good. Their passing interplay between the two of them is excellent. And Max is specifically working to play Kabore back in, or he has been a lot in the past. And I think Max is getting a little bit more comfortable with seeing an opening and just doing it himself, which is probably what you need, because you don't want everybody knowing that Max is not going to try something, because then they're just waiting for the pass back to Kabore. And he got a lovely cross in for a goal himself. Not today, but I'm talking about one of the other matches. Mm-hmm. And they're doing lovely passes in between them. Now, but you also have to take this into consideration. It gives them nice 1v1s as well, because once Max is able to pass those balls down, especially when they're long passes as well, it gives Kabore a chance. Even if they manage to make it to the end of that, it just gives Kabore a chance to do a 1v1, and they don't know how to deal with him because he's just too tricky. You can tell when he just moves the way he moves the ball. So, and then he's able to either get a cross in or just have him to pass through diagonally or cut in. Yeah. The one thing I do wish we could do better on that side is Kabore does drag defenders. He does get double teamed. He got triple teamed today at certain times as well. I wish we could figure out how to use that better, how we could figure out a passing movement to get into a more dangerous attacking position fast. Because sometimes I think the only way out of that double or triple team is to play it back. It goes to the middle. It eventually goes around to their side, but it takes too long and the momentum shift is gone sometimes. So that is why I give Kabore a lot of leeways, because he does get double and triple teamed so much.
I think that's what Parky was doing. One thing that Parky was doing is that he kept the focus of the attack. Everyone knows we're going to go on the left. Everyone knows we're going to go on that left and we're going to do that interplay. What that does, it drags the entire players coming to the left. And so they're more focused on having to deal with either Kakache, Doyle, because they know that's our main attack vector. What that does, we can kick the ball out wide to the right. And that opens up so much space. So when Max is there, Max is really nice with his long passes. He can get that nice long pass into Kabore. And it opens up and it leaves him in a 1v1 situation where he can either go into a cross or cut in. That's what I think Park is trying to get with Kabore. So he can get him high up. Max is able to pass the ball in terms of the interplay with there and link up the play that way. And then basically Kabore is functioning as a winger on the right. Is that instead of playing as a wing back, he's playing as an actual winger.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think he has so much room to grow with us, and all of these things are going to improve the more time he has with the team. I agree with your point. I'd like to see us sign him in this window. I'd also wouldn't mind an improvement coming in, but I just feel like the more he plays with us, the more effective he's going to be. And I think we see, bits and pieces of it like shine through in games, and I would like to see it come to its top tier. Yeah.
So Rogic says here in the comments, in response to how do we use the fact that he's getting double and triple teamed, it's just quicker passes, Paddy. That's how you use it. I agree with that, but I don't think the rest of the team is ready for these quick, sharp passes Maybe they can do it. I just haven't seen enough of it. I think there's a little bit too much heavy back passing back to the midfield to get around in those positions. So they need to figure out what to do. Because if you have Max up far on the right-hand side, playing with Kabore, trying to break out of that situation, you don't really have any spot in the middle as easy to get to. So that's maybe where you don't have a triangle there to break into the middle as easy. But yes, I do agree with that. And the other one here from Mertland, before we move on, we argue about Kabore being good while teams are triple teaming him. Well, teams are triple teaming him because he's a danger and he's good. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think leads me to give a lot of leeway to Kabore, is how can you play when there's three people on you? He's absolutely doing his best and he's getting into dangerous positions, but it's a team effort to help him look good. One thing I was going to say is that I think this is what Parky's heading towards, is that it distract on the left, get the pass down to the right, get it to Max, either pass it to Kabore or to Windass or to either Rathbone, try and do some overlapping and underlapping runs with Max and Kabore, get the pass through, either cut in or get the cross done through Max, and that's how you get the ball into the dangerous areas that way. So it's something I think Parky's trying to work on with Kabore in terms of trying to get him up higher and higher, so that he can be the threat near the box as well. Because he's not going to be as good as Barney in terms of just having that pinpoint precision crosses, but he can get those crosses in such a way. He can do those nice low crosses as well. So that's what helps. It's just the pure danger he provides. And if they're going to put those overloads on him, okay, we'll distract you by going to the left. And when you keep going down to the left, all your players are going to be dragged in. You pass back, go through the middle, boom, we get it to Max, get it into Kabore's area from the half spaces and the wide spaces. Usually through the half space into the wide space. Okay. I was going to switch to the wing, but I realized there's something that I said I was going to talk about. Have I got a comment here saved? No, I thought I did. Sorry, this is okay. So there was a comment earlier about the fact we don't play to Kabore. Do you see this or not? It's starting to look like some of the players, when Kabore is open, they're not passing him the ball. Now, of course, there's multiple options. You don't always have to pass to Kabore. But do you think it's starting to look like players are actively not passing to him? Or does it just appear that way?
That makes me want to go back and watch the game again. It's not something I noticed in the stream of play, but it could be. It's one of those things I think I'd have to go back and look at. I didn't notice it.
Okay. Habs?
They were passing it to him the entire match. It was just that you have to remember, Sheffield United were not here to play the game. They were playing. They were here to play haram ball. That's what they were here to do.
Yeah. Look, it was always going to be defensive when you have a weaker team like that. It's the type of style we hate. We really hate having the ball, trying to pass around in front of people like this. I would have hoped a nice long range shot a bit earlier might have been nice. And I think we're missing a little bit of crosses into the box in a situation like this. Now, maybe we didn't have Kiefer Moore in there, so maybe we would have got more crosses in if he was actively playing. But this is something we need to figure out as a team. We need to figure out how to break down teams that are going to give us the ball and are going to defend against us. We hate it.
But mate, if that was the case, then everyone in the Premier League will be asking for that question as well. How do you break down? Because everyone's struggling to break down low blocks, and they're becoming more and more organised. And the only team that seems to figure out it is Arsenal. They're the only ones who know how to do it.
We're like a walking oxymoron. We've dropped 20 points from being in like the lead position and picked up 19 points from being in a losing position.
I don't think it's that high. Maybe 16 or something. It was last I heard, but
for which
it's
one?
It's still a lot from behind. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So we're ultimately pretty balancing now. It's starting to balance. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just odd that we're picking up all those points and lose. It's like we don't like having the ball 70% of the time.
Yeah,
it's not our style.
I would say we're starting to become more possession heavy now. We are becoming more possession heavy.
We
But
are.
we are
We're-
either we are. It's either going to be a half and half. It's going to be usually. Sometimes we'll have slightly more. Even against teams that are much more known for their possession heaviness, we would end up having like half, or the other side will end up having just slightly more than us. But we're roughly around even, or maybe slightly more.
Yeah, but our passing play is getting better. We can see the interplay between people is better. We're holding the ball a little bit longer, but we're still not passing for the sake of passing. We're looking for those direct passes, which is good. So a balance had to be kind of found for that. But I think we want to move on from Kabore, and we have a super chat here I want to bring up first. So it's from Andrew McWaters. Andrew, do you fancy coming on the show? Come in and have a chat, and it's 15 Australian dollars. Thank you very much. Keep up the great work, Paddy. How many players are we adding before the transfer window closes? Which position should we prioritize most? I'm gonna. This is started already. I'm going to save that for later. But very briefly, we're going to cover it. How many we're bringing in? I'm going to say 3. It's weird that we have not been linked properly to a right wing back. That is what Parky has said the focus is kind of going to be. So I think we're going to get one out of nowhere, maybe someone we've never heard of. I think it'll be 3. I do think we're going to get a striker. I do think we're going to get a right wing back. That will be the 3. Where they're coming from, I'm not quite sure. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, at least 2. I think a defender and a striker. I think Parky might be like trying to get Kabore on like to buy him, so we have him out of loan. That might be why we know he's trying to prioritize that position, but we haven't really been linked with anybody.
Ooh.
I think too.
Do you know
so.
that is something I have not considered at all. What did you? Oh, Kabore is 25, isn't he? He
24.
is actually
Not sure.
24. Yeah. I don't know. My brain went off on some weird
But-
tangent here.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
I'd prioritize.
Mm.
I think we were all feeling it when Kakachi and Kabore were both out. I don't think we want to find ourselves in that position again, especially towards the end of this season. So I would be
So
surprised if we got through it without.
Would you like him to buy him now?
I would.
Okay, Habs.
I would buy him at around summer once we get close through. I mean, Man City's trying to offload a bunch of players anyway, and he's on the list. So
Yeah, I personally would wait till the summer. I would give him every sign that we want to keep him, and that we're interested in signing him. Give him the rest of the season, and ultimately see exactly where he is, what his value is. I would prefer not to need 2 in the summer. This is also another reason I would like to maybe get one now, even if it wasn't someone that takes the place from Kabore. If it was someone on a similar level, and maybe they sit a little bit more, leaving Kabore to play. And then in the summer, we only have 1, which is an upgrade. That's fine. I don't really want to try and chase 2 in the summer for me. But we can come back to this later in the show. Let's finish out the match first.
Yeah, that's a big conversation.
It is a big conversation, and if we have time, we can hit that up. Okay, so I'm going to switch it to the left wing. Then we have Kakache on the left-hand side, and we have Doyle. So that's another pairing that's really interesting. Doyle absolutely has come along a lot. I think he could be amazing, given a bit more time with the team, given a bit more age, a bit more experience. He looks like he could be an absolute baller in the future.
Yeah, wildly
he is
impressed.
He's starting to interplay quite nicely with Kakache on that side. So now you have Max on the right-hand side, who is actively starting to be even more attack-minded. He's trying new things that he didn't do before. Before it was kind of, okay, when a cross is coming in or a corner is coming in, get on the back post and get ahead on it. Now he is actively trying to get in around the box. So we now have this on both sides. This is really interesting to me. If we get those wings working, we could be a major force in the league if we stay here again this next year.
Yeah, I'd like to see some assists coming from that left side. I think he's been playing great. He's getting the ball in position, but it's I don't think, does he have an assist yet since coming back? I don't think him or Doyle or Who's playing on that side in the
Um,
midfield? Chief?
I don't think I'm not sure if he has an assist. He did get a goal though. Kikachi,
Doyle? Like,
Kikachi and Doyle. They
Kakachi did?
both got
Okay.
goals
Yeah, Doyle just got one.
recently. So
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah, I would like more
Because I think we have
assists.
4 assists. We have 4 assists from the right side with Kabore, and like 4 assists from Max on the right side. I don't think we have those assists coming from the left side yet. That's one of the things I'm really hoping to see, like, in these next games.
Yeah, everybody in the chats are throwing out Doyle is going to be a star. Everyone seems to agree on that one.
Yeah.
Doyle has been great. Doyle is a rock star. So what about Kikachi then? What are you seeing from him at the moment? Happy? Not happy? Want more from him?
I'm thrilled to have him back. I don't
Yeah.
think he has the pace we have on the right side, but I think his what is it? His pass percentage is amongst the highest we have. So I trust him with the ball. I trust him to get back on defense. But yeah, I mean, just like a forward, I'm hoping for goals. Someone coming in from the wing, I'm hoping for assists, and we just haven't had those yet. So
yeah,
and I think it's tricky with Thomason did so good stepping in on that left side too. I think that's a real interesting dynamic. Sorry.
Yeah, the one thing I would say on Thomason is I think Thomason was playing more like he was trying to get assists. He was actively looking to help everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that from Kikachi, but I see a little bit of Kikachi wanting to do it himself and score himself as well, which is no bad thing, but it's the balance you need to get right between how much you're doing yourself and how much you're supposed to be bringing everybody else into the game. And one thing to mention here from Rogic just reminded us, his Broadhead has a few assists from the left as well.
Yeah.
So obviously now that we are playing with 3 up front, assists should and are coming from the left and right side of that 3. Windass has gotten some assists. He obviously got the 3 assists. But he got 3 in the one match. And Broadhead is getting them on the left as well. So we are a team that tends to spread everything around. We spread the goals around, we spread the assists around. Everybody is free to stand up and make yourself count.
It almost reminds me of when Mullins went down injured, and we started to then get all these goals and assists from all the different places where we used to kind of just get it through that one. That's kind of what our play style right now is reminding me of. So hopefully it works out the same. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're okay. I'm going to interrupt now for a second. We have some goals I'm going to report. So the matches have started. First up, we have Middlesbrough winning 1-0 against Norwich. Kind of expected. They've got an early match. They've got an early goal. That's only 20 minutes into their match. Sheffield United have also got an early goal, 1-0 on Millwall, which is one we wanted.
Yeah.
So that is a nice start for them. Yeah. So they're the only goals so far on that match, on those matches. But let's keep going. So guys, I'm going to throw it out there again. Anybody else going to come and join us tonight? You're very welcome to join the conversation. Link to show back in the chat. And I didn't copy paste. Haha. Didn't work.
Well, I don't mean to keep you on the whole time. I just
No,
wanted
you're
to come
fine.
in and say
if you have the time, we have the time, because nobody in the background just yet. Up to you, buddy. No problem.
I don't want to monopolize anything.
Okay. So, any other big topics?
And
Referee
Matty
was
James.
shite, but that's the same. Matty James.
I was gonna ask you who you thought player of the match might have been for you.
Matty James was pretty solid. He was. Actually, do you know what? That's what we'll do. I will pull up the FOTMob scores. Let's see if we agree with them.
Yeah. Well, his stop on the line was phenomenal.
His stop on the line was fantastic. Yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Getting into a good position. Okay, so is everybody seeing this? No, because I haven't put it up. Okay, now I'm going to take it back down because look at this. Hang on. I gave a shout out and everybody came in. So, Donna, we see you in the background. Jay Maxey is in the house. Let's say hello to Jay Maxey, and Donna will have you in 2 seconds. So, hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good evening. Good evening. Is this your first time on the show?
Yeah, first time on, but I've been following you guys. I'm the Maxiverse on YouTube, so
Maxiverse. Okay. So
Yeah.
quick origin story, and then we'll bring in Donna, and then we'll have another chat.
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to drop out and make room
Okay.
for you guys. I'll be listening in. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Dave. See you again.
yeah, originally from the Dominican Republic. I live in the U.S. now in Pennsylvania for the last 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been following since the takeover, like a lot of Americans and people from this side of the world, I guess.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so it's been a enjoyable ride, honestly. And you know what? I've always enjoyed football, right? But I never really connected with the team before.
Mhm.
Like I'll watch, the big
Yeah.
contests, like the big tournaments, stuff like that. But never really had a team that I could identify with. So until I started watching the documentary and then following Wrexham, I'm like, man, this is my team. Yeah. Yeah, and been following you guys for quite a while now, over a year for sure. Love the program.
Okay, cool. Let's break.
Just to ask, what was that noise? Sorry, I was just going to say, did you watch, since you've been Dominican Republic, did you watch more like Spanish football? Like
No,
from like La Liga?
A lot of baseball. We are more baseball dominant. We play a lot of baseball. If you watch the Major League Baseball, at least 10 to 15% of players are Dominicans. That's what we
Yeah.
do.
I've heard that.
Okay.
Not a lot
Let's good. Let's bring Donna in. Donna, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Jay, have you got the sound coming out onto your microphone, or
Me, it's coming up. Oh, maybe I had it.
I think maybe your speakers are interfering with the mic.
I had it against my desk here. Maybe it was bouncing back.
Okay, let's see.
Pick it up.
Okay, sorry, Donna, go ahead.
Hi, I just wanted to come in and talk about Kabore and Broadhead a little bit.
Okay.
On that Wrexham podcast, I can't remember whether it was the show about the fines or something, but they were talking about how being with the team during that Christmas holiday season is really important, and how that really helps the team to come together. And with Kabore, it's my understanding he was at Man City and then went from there to the play with his country. And I think people would not have been upset with him if he was at Wrexham and went to play, but going injured, quote unquote, from Man City to play is what is upsetting people. And by doing so, even if he was injured, if he had been at Wrexham, he could have been involved in all that Christmas holiday stuff and build with the team. And I think that's what's showing right now, is that he missed so much contact time with the team. He is really out of sorts when he comes in to play with everybody else.
That's an interesting shout. I do certainly agree with not being around the team hurts quite a bit. And obviously we did so well over the Christmas period. Being in among the team to be part of that obviously isn't helpful.
And then on the Broadhead issue, I will admit that I only listened to the game from Josh's call because I didn't watch it. I was just listening to it. But on all the games that I've watched, he is a very intricate playmaker for our team. He may not score the goals, but he is constantly making great passes to other players in the box, just outside of the box, into the box, for others to play onto. And I think he's just one of those really unselfish players, almost happier to see other people score. It's not, I'm not saying that it's not important to him to score, but you know what I mean? He has a lot of assists. And when you watch the games, he's made some great passes for other players.
I really rate Windass. All of them, to be honest. I'm quite happy with our attacking structure now, playing three up the front. But I want to bring up this comment here from Jimmy John Bangles and address it. He's so his writing. I'm so tired of hearing people talk about Kabore going to play for his country. He did nothing wrong, and anyone would go play for their country. I agree with this perfectly. I have no problem with him going to play for his country. But people are going to talk about it, and I don't think people are saying that he was wrong for doing it. But there are potentially adverse effects from going to play for your country and not being around the team. You do miss out on team bonding experience and other issues like that. It's no different than a player who gets injured and is away from the club for 3 or 4 months because they're doing heavy rehab and they're not taking part, they're not watching training, stuff like this. It can just hurt you in ways. There's nothing right with it. There's nothing wrong with it per se. Because I, for one, I'm not trying to say that the rest of the team are holding it against them or there's negative effects of it. But what do you think on that, Donna? I won't speak for you personally. What do you think about that comment?
I don't think anybody would have complained had he not been injured. I think what's upsetting people is that he was injured and he wasn't even at Wrexham. He went back to his home team to rehab at his home team and left his home team to go play, quote unquote, when he was still injured. That, I think, is what is setting everybody off.
Okay. And now we've set the cat among the pigeons. So Jimmy John Bangles again. Many people on this podcast have said it. Okay, that's fair enough. People have. Josh Anthony. I did, and I stand by it. Okay. So there we go. Right. Josh is saying he was injured and it was selfish. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I also say he's a lone player. He's not our player. He should be selfish and consider his career. There's no guarantee that we're not going to send him home in the summer.
I don't know. I don't know.
Jay, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, can you imagine if Moore didn't go play for Wales? Like, can you imagine if Broadhead said, "No, I'm not going to play"? Like, I don't think that's fair.
But Moore and Broadhead were not injured when they went to go play with Wales, and Kakache stayed home and did not play for New Zealand because he was injured.
Yeah, nobody expected to get injured. I think it's an honor. Anybody that has the opportunity to play for the country, I think in 95% of the cases will do that, unless there's some other situation or circumstances.
Yeah, and look, I for one don't hold it against him at all. But there are negative implications and factors that just happen when you do it because you're new to the team as well. So if you're new to the team, and even if we bought him, let's say we actually just bought him straight out from City. You're new to the team, you've gotten injured, and you choose to go away with your national team. Whether everybody's happy about it or not happy about it, the choice is the choice. And if you take yourself away from the team, it makes potentially things a little bit harder getting together with all the rest of your teammates. Right or wrong, I'm not even delving into that too much. Everybody can have their own opinion. And I don't think this is something where we can discuss this and come to a consensus. Different people will have different feelings about it. And the one thing is, we don't really know what it's like in the dressing room. We have absolutely no idea if everybody in the dressing room loves Kabore and there's zero issues over it. And it's just a little bit of rust, not playing with the team. So this is one I think everybody can have their kind of own opinion on this. And I don't think there's any real way of saying who's right, who's wrong, or whatever.
I think I've been the most fair on him. So
I think, and I would not. I understand what the other guy was saying. I'm sorry, I forgot what his name was, but about potentially buying him full outright right now. But we have just not seen enough of him to buy him out. I would wait until the summer when hopefully he stays healthy for the rest of the season, and then make a more educated consensus on whether or not you want to buy him.
I think the thing is that I think I've been, as I've said, I've been the most fair to him. We have to give him some time to reintegrate back into the squad. So he's had a lot of time. That run we went on from Boxing Day onwards is something. I can see that comment there, but yeah, he's had some time off. I think he got a hamstring injury. He's just taken some time off. And yeah, it does rub people the wrong way because when we needed him for those certain matches there, and we could have used him for his tricky style of play and his speed to be able to use the new system, he hasn't been able to keep up for it. But we have to give him some time to reintegrate.
Yeah, we do.
Now ask yourself, who is better, Longman or Kabore?
Kabore is better.
Exactly. So I think keep Kabore and try to get another, maybe like Paddy was saying earlier, similar or better player of that caliber, that speed on that side. That's what I think.
Okay. Any last final thoughts that you must share before we move on? Because I think we've done enough on Kabore today. Anyone? No? Happy? 1, 2, 3. Moving on. Okay. I'm going to bring up the scores here as I was going to do before we got our extra guests. Very briefly, I'm going to run through the scores and we'll see if we completely disagree with any. So Arthur in goal, 7.6. Defensive line is very high, 7.6 for Clewart, 7.7 for Hyam, 7.9 for Doyle. Our midfield line is very strong according to FOTMob. Kabore, 8.2. James, 8. Sheaf, 7.4. Kakache, 7.5. Then up front, we have Broadhead, 6.9. That's reasonably low, I suppose. Windass, 6.7. And Smith, 8.1. Right. Anything crazy stand out there? I think that's pretty okay. Solid.
I would give Broadhead a bit higher because he was doing a lot of playmaking. He was.
Yeah.
As I said, I didn't watch the game. I was just listening to it, but it kind of sounded like Sheffield Wednesday was like putting everybody in the box, basically playing like a bunch of, middle school, like watching a middle school game where the defense just pushes everybody in the box. And if that were the case, that would explain to me why Broadhead and Windass scores are low, because when everybody's in the box, it makes it harder to connect passes. Yeah,
crosses in, stuff like that. They don't connect with anybody. It pushes your score down. I can see that.
I'll go a little higher on Windass as well. I think he was working hard today. He was moving real well in the box and even dropping back. I think he had even more movement than Broadhead did, honestly.
Okay. Right. So, guys, I'm going to throw it out to you. We covered the wings, which was a big one. Any other particular topics you want to bring up or discuss? Jay, how about you? Oh, sorry, Donna, one sec. Jay, did you have a thought on something? No? Okay. Throw them back to you, Donna.
I did watch the Sheffield Wednesday interview with their coach yesterday, the pregame, just to see what he was going to say. Yeah. And he did say that they've had offers for all the other players that have not gone out, but he considered them low ball offers, so they were not going to accept them.
I heard that.
So if we're going to go for that Valerie guy, he's going to want more money than what if we did make an offer for him. It obviously was not high enough in their opinion.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go in high. We'll get Sheffield Wednesday if they really want him. Yeah, I think they can easily just pay the money. So we can wait and see on that one. Okay, we got William in the background. I'll bring you in now. 2 seconds. Just going to do a quick update, guys. Right, Millwall versus Sheffield United 1-1 now. And Portsmouth are now ahead of West Bromwich Albion 2-0, which doesn't affect us. Birmingham City were 1-0, which we called out earlier as well. Okay.
I just want to say, Paddy, I'm just gonna step out. I just want to say thank you for
Okay.
letting me on. I'll let somebody else jump on.
No problem, Jay. We'll talk again. Jump back in next time.
Bye.
See ya. Okay. William Miller, welcome.
Hey, how you doing? I saw you last week. Hey, so we all watched the game. I assume we all watched the game today. Valerie was earlier mentioned as a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
We all kind of watched him today.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about him maybe integrating into Wrexham? I mean, do you think he would fit with our system? I mean, he's definitely doesn't have the talent around him to showcase him, but what do you think?
Anyone want to take that? Or will I do it?
I do agree. There seems to be some issue with he does seem to be good, but he doesn't really have anyone around him to link up or have any kind of proper play. He looked frustrated most of the time. He looked frustrated. You could tell that he was trying to either whether he was doing throw-ins or trying to do any kind of like link up play or trying to get the ball forward. There just doesn't seem to be anyone there who can actually do it. There's this kind of, I wouldn't say fear, but there's more like hesitancy towards them. And the only time they would ever go hard is when they would go on a quick transition, which they did do multiple times, but that was mostly down the middle as opposed to the wings. Because we use our wings for interplay and any kind of link-up play we do, whilst they were trying to go through the middle most of the time. And we kind of just shut them down most of the time for the middle.
Yeah, I didn't mind Valerie today. He looked okay, and he looked a solid enough championship level player. He is in a very weak team, so could he step it up a gear? Could he be a more top end championship player? Maybe. I'm not perfectly too sure. I haven't watched him a lot, but I wouldn't be unhappy if Parky wanted him. But yeah,
he looks ripe for the
to tell.
taking.
He certainly looks ripe for the taking. If Parky thought he was good enough, I wouldn't mind a chance on him because he's not going to be that expensive.
You guys were talking about Kabori earlier, and you guys kind of ended the conversation there. I don't know. Does anybody here watch Seattle Sounders at all?
I don't.
So Kabori has a teammate on his national team who plays for the Seattle Sounders called Georgie. And if you guys take a chance, take a look at his tape. He plays on the other side, and he plays just like Kabori. I mean, as far as the stutter step, push forward, go around a player, come to the back for a pass. And Georgie's just like that. I don't know how that fits into Wrexham, but the thing is that maybe that's just the way that his national team plays their wings.
Yeah. One thing I spotted with Kabori when he first came back, his first match back, was he seemed to play a bit too high. He wasn't as quick with his defensive duties. And I put that down to the fact that the national team are playing wingers. He was playing as a pure winger higher up the pitch, and would have been required to do less defensive duties in that situation. But I wouldn't see any particular reason why this player on the opposite side for the national team couldn't adjust his play to be more defensive, assuming he's decent at the defensive duties. Because one thing I will say is I'm very comfortable with Katja and Kabori's defensive duties when they're playing well. They look really good coming back.
It was good to see Kakachi out there today.
Yeah, He looked pretty strong in general, and once again he was double teamed. He took a lot of people over to his side of the wing.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think Parky's cooking something. He is. I think other teams know that we're going to come down the left. Everyone knows we're going to come down on the left. And when you've got enough bodies, when the opposition side's got enough bodies to try and overload on the left, get it to the other side, get it to Max, get it down to Cliff, and go from Max into either Windass or to Kabore directly to get it down those half spaces, and Kabore can just charge down there and get either play that kind of game, because that's what I think Parky's trying to do.
Yeah, but this is what we've been asking for, is balance on both sides, because we haven't had both of them playing long enough together to kind of be strong on both sides. And I hope that's what's happening now with Doyle and Kakachi on one side and Max and Kabore on the other, is that we are more comfortable going down both sides. When Longman was on the right, he was doing okay, but we were going more down the left.
The thing is,
I'm not quite sure I'm seeing a grand plan from Parky there, maybe, but solid on both sides will absolutely help. Yeah.
The thing I was going to say is that we've been going on the left more and more and more, even though we've had Longman on as well. The only difference is that Longman, whenever we had Max or anyone else trying to do those long passes down that side, Longman was not really able to get down there quick enough. Something that Kabore can do, and we can see how different it is when Longman's down there, especially because we've been noticing there's been more and more and more space opening up on the right side, even when we had Longman, because we're using the general attack vector either on the wide area or the half spaces on the left. But then once we get it down to the other side, whether we had Haim or Max to go through that side, we usually use Longman when we had Longman at the time, with that open space to be able to get through. But the thing is that I've seen so many times that when we try to go attack that side, we didn't have Longman. Well, we have Longman, but he's not able to just get down there quick enough for those passes, which something Kabore is able to do. And he's able to get those tricky passes to either cut in or do those crosses.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of attack vector I think he's trying to do. Distract on the left. If we can get through the left, we can't do anything on the left, go down to the right. Get all the bodies in, distract one side, because everyone's starting to figure this out.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I just think we're going over same ground again a little bit more. We've been really heavy on Kabore.
Not on Kabore specifically, but it's more so. I think this is what Parky's tactic is that everyone knows we're going to go on the left. Ever since the Sheffield game, we've been going on the left more and more and more.
Because we haven't been balanced. We haven't had him on the right-hand side for so much of it.
That's true. But we had Longman there. And I think
And Longman's not strong enough. You've said it yourself.
I know. But the thing is that it's the interplay between Broadhead, Doyle, and Thomason, or if not Thomason, then Kakache. And I think that interplay is very strong on that side, but everyone knows. So, yeah, send your bodies down there, do what you want, and then we'll switch over and go quickly to the other side and get the ball into the dangerous area.
Yeah.
I think that's what Parky's trying to do.
Okay.
Distract, bait and switch.
No problem. Yeah. Donna, anything else you want to bring in today?
Habs just talked about Thomason. I'm wondering, now that we have Kakache back, if Thomason will switch over into that midfielder position and, start seeing him where his official position is, now that he's kind of been created as a left wing back.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think obviously Kakache is the better first choice on that side. Thomason is decent, but I wouldn't use him as the first choice.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Is it unfair though with Thomason to kind of pigeonhole him just a little bit, that he was brought in as a backup because he came up from League One? We're now seeing how good he can be, but he's not first choice kind of anywhere at the moment. He's a solid player, he's a strong player, but who do you start him over? I don't know that there is anyone or any position that you might start him over. What do you guys think? Would you rotate him with somebody and start him?
Well, I was just thinking that maybe he could come in for Sheaf at the 89th minute.
Okay, but would you put him on instead of Dobson? Because that's Dobson's role at the moment.
Or even Matty James. I don't care. I just think it's, he filled the role.
If you take both off, I would agree.
Yeah. It's just sad to not see him being given any chance in the position he came into us as being.
Yeah, I get your point. But he's only been here this season. He's stepped up from League One. I think he's definitely showing he should be with the team. Has he shown that he's amazing? He hasn't got the minutes, I suppose, is the answer. But I don't think I would replace anybody for him as a starter.
Oh, I agree. He seems like if he doesn't come in for Kakache, then he doesn't come in at all. I guess he did fill in for, was it Doyle, when Doyle got the red card or whatever?
Yeah, early. No one wants to see that again.
No. I wasn't saying that either.
I know you weren't. I know you weren't. No, but it's fair. All these points are fair. I like Thomason. But he must have gone up in Parky's eyes from what he has done so far this season. And he was brought in to cover maybe. I don't think he was brought in to be a starter. So he's getting maybe what was expected.
I think Rathbone has become our Fletcher, from last season, where he comes on and makes a huge impact to the game. Yeah.
So Rajic says here, football is ruthless. Sometimes you have to just find your own role. Can't be having pity on the lad. Which is interesting because you just mentioned Rathbone. I would probably say that Rathbone is, I would have more pity for him not getting minutes than Thomason at the moment.
I think with Thomason is that we try to use him as one of the 10s or as an 8. He's a natural. Well, he's played as a midfielder for most of his career. We tried to use him as a midfielder, either as a central midfielder or as an attacking midfielder, and he has not really. He's good. You could see some of the magic in some of the earlier matches. Some of those you see flashes of quality there, but it just wasn't something that you could. It just wasn't. There wasn't anything that you could see that was special consistently. It's only when we had that 3-match ban with McLean that we had to do something, and we kind of just had to. We put Thomason there on the left wing, and you could see the experience of him being a midfielder just kind of explode onto that left side, being able to link up the play together with Broadhead and Doyle. That midfield experience seems to have really helped him on that side, especially as a left wing back. And since he's fast and technical, it helps with that.
And also with today playing the bottom team in the league, that would be a great game to put him in, like the Matty James role. I know Matty saved us having scored, being a 1-1 tie, but you would have had speed to keep up with the youth of the Sheffield Wednesday kids. And, in theory, we should be able to handle Sheffield Wednesday without our starting lineup.
I think he was doing it more so for rotation purposes. Because Thomason, our last match, we didn't start Thomason. Sorry. We didn't have Kakache start the last match, but we had Thomason start the last match. So it might just be pure rotation. You're on mute, Paddy.
Sorry. Yeah. A bit of noise in the background I was trying to hide. Forgot about my mute. Okay. I think Thomason's been covered. He great player. So anything else to talk about in the match, or will we move on to the transfer window that's closing?
I think we should talk about for Wednesday mostly, and the match in general. Like, I think a lot of people, I get the idea that we play down to our competition, but I don't think we were trying to play down to our competition, because we were just trying to get the ball into the area, and we were trying to get through those channels. But after what, 20 minutes, you could tell what the entire game plan was for Wednesday. They were there to just stink up the entire match. You knew what they were going to do. They came to play Haram ball. They were going to low block as hard as they can, get any kind of dark arts. You could look at the amount of times they had their players on the ground just wasting time. The amount of time they were just wasting, just being on the ground.
What do we expect them to do?
I know.
I don't have a problem with it.
I think the people were like, "Oh, this is not a great match. We should have been better." It's like, this is Wednesday. A lot of people are going to think, like, why didn't you put them to the sword? It's like, I mean, Wednesday are not going. Wednesday.
Yeah, but we should. I disagree with you on this. This is something we're not particularly good at, and it's something we have to work at. We have to be stronger against teams like this. I know you say it's difficult to do. I'm not saying it's an absolute simple thing. Teams like this will occasionally pick off a much stronger team, as any team is capable of doing in the championship. But we should be better at it, and we're not good.
We should, but even the best teams struggle against teams with just.
But we struggle all the time with similar teams like this.
Here's the thing: every team struggles with an organised low block.
Not every time, not every match.
Every one of them do. That's why you end up with low scoring. The reason why you get such low scoring, even in the Premier League, every team, Man City is known for having the best in terms of breaking down. They struggle to break down low blocks all the time. They end up having low scoring matches as well. They may look like they're the greatest of the greatest, and you think they're going to go like 10-0 every time, but they struggle, even with trying to get low blocks to break down. Low blocks are hard. They're hard to break down, they are. And when they're really organised, and especially when they're going to dark arts the entire match as well and stink up the entire place, and then they just go as hard as possible on the transition, which they've done they only have like 2 or 3 chances to do that, like 2 or 3 transitions. That's all they really have in terms of attack.
Well, I see it too as Sheffield Wednesday is playing with all these youngsters that nobody really knows much about. Whereas when we play other teams that are anywhere else in the league, you can prepare for certain players because you know they're going to be on the field. Whereas with Sheffield Wednesday, we don't know necessarily the tendencies of all these young kids. I can't remember, didn't they say there were even a number of kids that were on the field today that have never played? This was their first game or close to it. How do you prepare tactfully other than how you are going to play? You can't plan for how the play is going to go up this side of the field or that or down the middle. You just have to plan for how you're going to play the game. You can't predict what the other team is going to do.
Yeah, as a one-off match, I've no problem with any of these types of matches being horrendous looking. We did have shots, we did have some chances, but it's something we have to work at. Our passing game is not fast enough to get through this. We have to get into open space. We have to pull the defenders around. Not the simplest task in the world, but other teams do it better, because this is the same in every league. It was mentioned about the Premier League. There are certain teams who will play this style, but they will lose many more matches than they will pull off the average win. And we just look bad when we win them. And sometimes we don't win them because I think we're maybe a little bit worse than other teams at the top of the table, but everybody has their pros and cons. We have focused on how to beat the best teams, and c'est la vie. It kind of is what it is.
I do agree. We do need faster. I mean, we're playing very well. We were playing some actually beautiful football. Actually, most of the time, we were. Could have been faster. It could have been a lot faster if we had been maybe a few seconds faster with our passes and been a bit more alert. We could have gotten in behind them, maybe, to be able to get those goals in. But it's all just if, buts, and maybes. If you aren't had balls, it'll be uncle.
Yeah. And the fact is, with a team like that, the earlier you can break them, then the much better it will look for the remainder of the match, because they will have no choice but to actually take risk, because they've already lost. They have to get that goal back. As soon as they start opening themselves up in order to try and attack more, is when you're going to find goal 2, goal 3. And it'll just look like a better match. So the longer it goes with them surviving without that goal going in, the worse it is for obviously the attacking stronger team. Just one of those things. If we had snuck in an early goal, that match could have looked completely different. But it's a recurring theme. When we come up against someone who's going to give us the ball, we don't look nearly as good. But you can't be good at absolutely everything,
We can use the Arsenal solution to bypass low blocks. There are 2 ways of doing it. There's this great player called OG. He's really good. I think Byron was trying to buy him for 100 million. He's called Own Goals. He's a really good player.
Are you being serious now? Come on. Let's move on from this. I don't want to
but there's another method of that. It is really just to bypass them, is to get really good at set pieces.
Yeah, which we're crap at.
I know.
So there we go. I've been shouting set pieces for 3 years, 3 seasons.
It's the one thing.
Corners are useless.
I know. That's the one thing you can easily do to bypass any low block, is to get really, really good at set pieces.
And then force corners, push to get corners, to get free kicks. Yeah, absolutely. And here's another one we're not going to dive into, because this is a completely different hornet's nest. Parky should have subbed earlier. He should have put on fresh legs earlier. Yes, I think he should actually. However, we're not going to dive into that today.
Well, I'd much rather win 1-0 to a scrappy team than be like Bristol City and lose 5-0 to Derby.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's more embarrassing than winning against Sheffield Wednesday 1-0.
And we've beaten both of them.
And we've beaten both of them, but we didn't like playing Derby. So we may have beaten Derby once, but we didn't like them. Okay, so
they do have a nice stadium, though.
Okay, right. I'm going to change subject. The match is pretty much done. Actually, you know what? I have not looked at the matches. I've not been paying attention. Is there any change in the score? Let's refresh.
I think Sheffield United and Millwall are still 1-1.
Yes, they are 1-0. No other change in score, as far as I can see. Everything on my screen is the same at halftime. Okay, no real changes there.
If it's a draw, I'll take the draw as well.
Okay, so back to this where we started. I'm going to move on a little bit to the transfer window. I know we've mentioned this. How many players are we adding before the transfer window closes? Which position? From Andrew McWater 7616. Thank you again for your donation to the channel. It's always very nice. And Josh Anthony has thrown this one up. Bodo have put a 10 million price tag on Hogwarts. Go get him. So there's one for you. So anybody want to remind me who Hogwarts is?
It's Kasper Hoch. He's a Norwegian player.
The one. Hoch, yeah.
He's the guy who got the brace on Man City in the Champions League.
Okay, I was trying to bring him up there, but I'm in Glimt and I cannot find the Hoch.
Bodo Glimt, you got it up.
Yeah, I got Bodo Glimt up. Oh, found him finally. There we go. Kasper Warthog. Right, so he's 25 years of age, roughly 10 million. Pure striker, according to this. Everybody seems to be after him. 17 goals, 5 assists in 26 matches. 26 starts, 28 matches. Solid season for him. So, do we want him? Anybody happy with him or any other suggestions?
I don't mind him. He seems to be a good price. And I was going to say Norway, but it was Norwich wanted him, but they went with someone else. They did. So it could be something that could be useful. And a lot of German teams are going to be after him.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not really pushed who we get, to be honest. I know we'll get somebody. I do trust the Wrexham to come up with somebody and to throw some money to get some decent players. But I found this window really weird with the rumours. A lot of them I don't believe because I think they're just throwing our name in for the sake of it. And the others I'm kind of okay.
They're going to be like, oh, your nan's going to be up for rumours to be bought for like 15 million. I'm like, what? Yeah. Everyone's just linking us to some kind of team. I mean, the worst being Alan Nixon just throwing out random stuff.
Matt Al put in the chat that Smodix and Armstrong were missing from the team sheets today.
Okay, interesting. So they're potentially going somewhere, not necessarily to us, but that's a strong sign that they're moving on. Okay, is there anybody else you have favorites that you would like to get, Donna? Is there anybody you've been looking at saying you'd love him?
Well, the Hogwarts guy would be great just to listen to Josh with the nickname.
Yeah, that'd be fun. The other one was Hampus Scotland.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus and Hogwarts together.
I wonder how many people listen to the TLP just to listen to Josh's nicknames for everybody.
Are we just going to buy everyone from Scandinavia at this point now?
Well, that's where people look. They're used to the cold, so they're probably not going to be wearing gloves too much. Isn't that a big problem for players? Huh? We don't want players who wear gloves.
I just think that if Parky doesn't sign anybody, and we fail to finish in the top 6 now that we're flirting with that, I think a lot of people will come back and say, why didn't you sign somebody? Because he always gives that narrative, oh, we're happy with what we have. And people have said, yeah, our signings are the people coming back from injury. But if you do not sign anybody and every other team in the league signs somebody and you don't finish in the top 6 after you've been flirting with it, being up there, I think that's a misstep by the club.
I kind of agree with that. I'm not so worried that would happen, to be honest. I think we will buy somebody, but I do worry we are maybe going to miss out on a couple of our first choices.
I mean, I don't want to get Armstrong. I just don't see the point of getting him. I really don't. And I don't think Borough's going to sell him either.
Yeah, I don't see the point of them selling him.
Borough's not going to sell him, and I don't think he wants to come to North Wales. He likes being in the northeast. So
I would like to see the Hocus Pocus and the Hogwarts guy.
What's with his name?
I've heard that name so many times I can't even remember what their real names are.
So Hocus Pocus is Hampus Scotland.
Yeah, and Kasper Hoch is the. Is it Hoch?
Kasper Vart Hoch.
Yeah.
Hogwarts.
Focus on Hogwarts. I've only heard the Hogwarts so now.
But do you know what? Here's the thing, though. At least Hogwarts comes from somewhere. Hocus Pocus is just completely made up by Josh. That's that's just out of nowhere. At least Hogwarts actually has something to do with his name.
I mean, Hocus Pocus is it's like some kind of old TV movie, or TV show magic spell. Hocus Pocus.
It was a movie.
Is it? Was it a movie?
It was a movie. Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm like you, Hams. I think of it as a magic spell. I didn't realize it was a TV show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you know what, guys? I think on that bombshell that we're going to get Hocus Pocus and Hogwarts in on Monday, I think we'll end it there. This has been almost 90 minutes of an after show. There was a comment here about, well, we can't have nobody because we already have a player. Technically, we don't because it hasn't been announced, but that player should be Reiner. That's almost certainly signed at this stage. We're just waiting for the announcement. And then, of course, Schmodix might be around somewhere.
I'm not really interested in Schmodix, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not too keen on him. Viner, I get. He's in his prime now, so he can really be used all the way to the end of his career. And a lot of Bristol City fans really do rate him. He's really good with the ball. He is as well.
Yeah. Look, the Schmodix, I think, is definitely very much of a second choice, third choice. He's a good player. He's a solid player, but he's older. I don't really want to be spending the money on him. It could be amazing if he comes in. We'll hope for the best. But yeah, I don't think he'd be first choice for me.
He's also from Essex, like me.
Okay, here we go. Logic. Are we really going to say 30 is too old right now?
Yes.
Yes, we are. If you're bringing somebody in, but like you would want to be bringing them in for three years. Do you really want someone from 30 to 33-ish? It's not a preference. It's not too old to bring them in. We have older, but yes, kind of a little bit old to be bringing them in. And on that bombshell, there we go. Take care, everybody. We will see you next time. I am out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you in a bit, guys.
Bye-bye.